Paul, difficult day here at Totton with obviously results elsewhere impacting our league position as well.
Yeah, very disappointing result, obviously. Disappointing week. We've had 2 opportunities this week to get 3 points and we've not been good enough to do it. And that's the simple, cold, hard fact of it is that we haven't been good enough. Our form since the turn of the year is bottom half form, and we haven't been good enough. Today, we performed well in spells. First half we hit the post, Rick's early chances saved. But the defending for the first goal is disappointing. It's poor. We switched off. One ball over the top, and Callum and Tom haven't read it and aren't be ready to go backwards early enough. And then as a team, we're not. When players make that kind of mistake, and it was Cogs on Tuesday, we're not good enough to dig them out of it because we're not. Our overall game isn't creating and scoring enough goals. So as a team, obviously people are always going to make mistakes in a game. We're not good enough to lessen the opportunities for us to make mistakes. And when someone makes a mistake, we're not good enough to then go and get the team out of it as a collective. We're very, having said that, I'm very proud of the effort all season of the boys. They have not stopped, they haven't given up, and they won't give up this week. And we'll be back in this week, and it's very tough for us mentally at the moment, of course, because we're relying on Hayes now to go and do us a favour, but they're in the relegation zone, so they've got to do themselves a favour. But for us, obviously, it's disappointing because it's the first time it's come out of our hands, and we feel like we've let ourselves down. But we'll go again this week, and that's all we can do is try and win next Saturday and go again. And the boys have done that all season. The fact that we're not good enough isn't from a lack of effort or a lack of, maybe that's on me in terms of the squad. What you have to look at is that out there, there are poles apart from Totton. Something I've not talked about all season, but they've probably got treble our budget. And the team, once Matty and Rhoda come off there, you've got Angel and Ollie, and other than that, it's an under-23s team, under-21s team, most of it. And that's where we're at, like that as a club. We're trying to develop young players and mould them into a team. And physically, in the second half of the season, we've been caught short in terms of athleticism. And that's something for the boys to go and work on individually. It's something for me to look at in terms of balance in the squad. But we have to accept a little bit also of where we're at and where we're fishing, because we're taking boys out of first year pros or out of scholars because the more experienced ones we can't really get near in the area. So that's been the case in the past. So I'm really pleased with the boys' effort. I can't fault that at all. The supporters were immense today. And at the end, when they could see the boys were absolutely devastated, they've tried to lift us, and we appreciate that immensely. They've been fantastic all season, and we're all even more gutted that we couldn't do for them as much as anything what we all aim to do this season.
And obviously you briefly touched upon it there. Obviously the sport today was brilliant, and obviously next Saturday we're going to need it more than ever if we're going to pull off a big miracle, I suppose.
Yeah, why give up now, isn't it? Why give up? Why chuck it in? We could win the game next week, and Hayes could win the game and drag themselves out of the bottom three, and we could all be celebrating. Obviously right now that feels a long way off, but that's what we have to believe, and it'll give the club, regardless of what happens, give the club a big boost in terms of the direction that we're going right now. If we can pack the park next week and everyone can come and get behind the boys. And I think the vast majority of supporters understand the effort that they've made this season. Even though things haven't gone our way in the second half of the season, there's no hiding from that. We're not hiding from that in any way. And hopefully we can all get together one last time next week and just see what happens.
That's great. Thanks, Paul.
Cheers, Jack.